What is going on, guys? This is Versus All Gaming with my review of Strike the Blood episode 21. And this episode, it was actually pretty simple. It was a nice build-up episode because I could tell that in the next one, something was definitely going down. But this episode, it was a very good setup. So it starts off with Kojo and Yukina. And of course, they see Asagi's dead body, or it should be dead. And of course that right there triggers Kojo's sadness and rage because, you know, he kind of blamed himself for bringing her there, so that is why she died in the first place. And we see that his magic, it starts going out of control. And of course these people that I'm guessing like security or something for this island, they pick up on this high magic output. And we see now that we have all this like lightning going all over the place. But we have that Shinigami, you know, that fake Sayaka. She actually protects Yukina with this shield, and luckily she was able to calm Kojo down so that he didn't destroy this entire island, because it has been proven that he had the power to destroy this, So clearly, if he got that angry, he could do so. But luckily, he calmed down and everything was alright. And so we see now that out of nowhere, Amasuka, you know, the alchemist, he now appears randomly. And of course now, you know, Kojo asks him if he's the one that did this. And it's obvious that, you know, it is his fault. And we see now that thanks to Yukina, you know, that tag she did, I believe it was called like Resonating Thunder. Like even without her, you know, her spear, she could still fight. And Kojo actually punched him like through the wall. And we see now that, you know, this suit he was wearing, it actually got destroyed. And that right there showed just like a broken core inside his chest. And so it caused his body to like break down and he became this metal liquid. And when he did that, you know, he tried to attack Kojo and Yukina, but they were able to dodge him. And not only that, we have Kojo bringing out the Dimension Dragon, which is still to this day my favorite familiar. And we see that he used this to actually eat this like liquid metal. So that right there was like pretty awesome. But we just see out of nowhere that Asagi here, who should be dead, because that right there was definitely, you know, a kill shot blow right there that she received in this episode. We see that she gets up like it's nothing. I'm just like, how the hell is that possible? Because at first, you know, we don't know what the heck happened. We just know somehow she survived. And so now that her clothes are ruined and she's like covered in blood, we have Kojo here who actually, you know, hands her his jacket. And so now we see that this church where everything went down, it was now closed off and people were investigating it. But we have Kojo, Asagi, and Yukina. They were now walking home, and you know it was like rather touching how when Yukina had brought up his sister Nagisa, that right there kind of calmed him down. That right there was very touching. But now we have Yukina who actually had to go back to her teacher and tell her what happened. And Kojo was thinking that, you know, she might get punished like how Sayaka did, and he imagined her in that maid outfit. And I don't know why, but that right there was like kind of funny to me. But we see now that when Kojo goes home, we see Nagisa, she's actually making dinner. And we see that she had texted Kojo to go get some milk, but he didn't do that. And so now we have Asagi here who was taking a bath, and of course, you know, she was cleaning up and washing her blood off. But we see out of nowhere she has like this red gem in her chest, and it causes her to pass out. And when she's awakened, you know, we see that she's an entirely different person. As we see that she had went to Kojo, and she was all naked, of course, because she didn't want to put on any clothes. And that right there had brought out those vampire urges, and it made him have a nosebleed. But right away, whoever is possessing, you know, Asagi, she was able to tell that, you know, Kojo wasn't human, but in fact a vampire. And so now that, you know, she had put on some clothes, but it was more like she had put on, you know, a piece of cloth, as we saw that she used alchemy to transform the priorities of this vase into a cloth so that she wrapped around her body. And so now we know that the one that's kind of possessing Asagi's body here, it is actually Nina, who we know played a major part in the last episode. And so now this Nina person, she actually wants Kojo to help her take down Amasuka, because the guy is a serious threat here. And we see that, you know, Kojo will help her out, because she said that, you know, once she's done doing what she has to do, she will leave Asagi's body. But till then, she'll have to take over her body so that she can accomplish her goal. But we see that that after she had put on some clothes, we see that they go out, and Kojo thought that it was his sister that was like setting the table, but in fact it was actually Yukina, because Nagisa here actually ran to her at the store, so she had invited her over. And just when Asagi, or Nina I should say, was about to reveal that it wasn't Asagi, Kojo had stopped her, pretending that it was a mosquito, and he hit her nose. And so now it seems that like things are actually working out here, and we actually see that Nina, she actually has some connection to what's her name, to Kanase, or Kano, because she was asking her how she was doing lately, and if she was okay. And Nagisa here was saying that she was a lot happier than how she previously was. But then we have Amasuka, who was now breaking into the building that Natsuki actually lived in. And of course, Natsuki bonded movements with those chains. And not only that, we see now that this guy, whenever he breaks that core inside of his body, we see that he turns to liquid metal. And so apparently this guy, he was very attached to his body, so I'm guessing that he didn't want to die. So that is why, he had this like liquid metal form. But we see that whenever this core inside the body is destroyed, he loses this like human form that he's so fond of. So that right there goes to show you that even though he is immortal, he does have like some of a weakness right there. And so now we see that with this core destroyed, we have Asharte dealing with him, and it seems that when she hit him, it's kind of like she absorbed his magic or something, because we saw this like metal crumble. I mean, yeah, we saw this metal harden and just crumble like to the floor. And so now that he was taken care of, we saw like the real one. He was like in his warehouse, and apparently he like working with somebody. He was like talking to his staff, so maybe who like in his staff of his, it's possible that it's a very important person. But we go to the following day, where we have Nagisa and Yukina, and of course Kano. They're all leaving on this training camp of theirs, and we see that Yukina was actually giving Kojo some tips, or like some warnings at least, not to do anything while she was gone. And once she left, Kojo actually heard the scream, and it was Nagisa, and I mean it was Asagi, and we see that she's back to normal now, or at least she's in control. But it actually doesn't last for long. There's this explosion that she hears, and Kojo picked on it as well, and we see that this operation is actually going down, where we have Motoki. I'm pretty sure that's his name. We have him actually leading this like operation where they're trying to contain the Wiseman blood. And we see that they're using nitroglycerin, and they're also using freezing magic. But we actually have that little AI program that is very close with Asagi. I'm definitely surprised at how well it's like working out with Makoti. That right there, like, definitely surprising to see that these two are kind of like secret partners. But we actually learned that this program here, it could have warned Asagi that not to go there so she wouldn't die. But he was saying that as long as she's on this island, he'll save her, because she didn't die really. So even though he didn't warn her, I still feel like that he should have. But we see that after they have frozen the Wiseman blood, we have you know what, I'm just gonna call him Ko, because his last name, like, to me again a little bit too hard to pronounce, so I'll just call him Ko from now on. We have Ko here who's appearing. And we see that he actually, like, infuriates the Wiseman blood, which like caused it to break out in rage. So I'm thinking, because he had called the director, so it's the guy that was Kasuma in the last episode. Is he a part of the Wiseman blood now? Because to me, that right there was like a little bit strange. But we see now that when they were like shooting a thing full of bullets, it was actually using that to his advantage. And once it was like charged enough, it unleashed just like powerful laser attack that just destroyed the entire pier. And even Motoki, even he got hurt from that. But we have Nina and Kojo, they had appeared now, and she had explained, that the Wiseman blood is actually based off this guy Wiseman, who actually was a man-made god. And so that right there was like very interesting, because now we know exactly what the Wiseman blood is, but more importantly, we know who Wiseman is. He was a perfect he was a perfect human that was made into a man-made god. So this guy had a lot of power, and we actually saw that, you know, part of it actually went out into the sea. And I forgot to mention that when Natsuki had confronted Ko, we actually learned that he planned on finishing something that he started 5 years ago, and we learned that deal with Kanon, and he was saying that it's not fair that she is alive when I'm guessing that all his failures, or the failures before her, have died. So, you know, he really wants to get his hands on her and possibly kill her. But we see now that we go to this ship, and we see that, you know, we have Nagisa, Yukina, and these two other girls, and they're playing this card game. And when Yukina loses, we actually see that, like, her and Yukina, they have to like bite down this Pocky, and they have to get, you know, close as they can, you know, to the about to kiss, but they have broke that before it could happen. And so this like girl in the glasses that I'm guessing is like their class president, because I believe that's what they called her. She reminds me of that girl that was with Toki in the last episode. So I'm guessing, you know, that's her. Not, well, no, I believe it was the episode before last, when they were still dealing with the other witch. So I'm guessing that, you know, she's also part of the organization that he with as well. So clearly, you know, she is not all that she seems. But we see that Konan here, she was like looking out at the sea, and her Yukina, they had sensed something, and clearly, you know, it's the Wiseman blood. So he's now heading to Konan, and, you know, Kojo's nowhere near there. I'm pretty sure that Yukina does not have her lance. So either now Nagisa, that familiar, that the part of Nagisa, either that will come out and protect Konan, or maybe that girl, she'll actually show her true colors and possibly do something. I'm not really sure. But this episode, like I said, it was very simple, but it was good at the same time. I am definitely looking forward to next week, because in this one we learned so much. Like, to me, I'm still a little iffy on how I feel about Asagi, you know, still being alive, because her death, it was very impactful. But now that she's back, it actually, you know, kind of takes away from that. And it was just definitely funny how she called Kojo, you know, useless, when he told her that, you know, they didn't do anything. It's almost like she had wanted that to happen. But overall, good episode. I definitely enjoyed it. It was pretty good to me. But I would love to hear what you guys thought about this. But as always, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe, because it really helps me out. And you guys take it easy, and I'll see you all next time.